All right, great. Here with Keith Allison on March 2nd, 2017, and we're at his fabulous place in beautiful downtown Sherman Oaks, and we're going to be talking about, among other things, a gig that's coming up on March 25th at the Alex Theater. It's a benefit for autism research, and it's the Wild Honey Orchestra playing the band. Music from Big Pink, the band, and beyond, and that's fantastic. This is the 5th year of the benefit, and they've done Beatles songs and Beach Boys, Beatles albums and Beach Boys stuff in the past, and this year it's the band getting the focus. So, tell us how you got connected with this particular project and how you came to play in the band.
I think it came out of, there was an album out a few years ago in Rhino called 101 Golden Hits. That was an album put out, and 5 or 6 people were selected that had songs on the album to play the record store on Sunset, the old one, the big one.
Oh, Tower.
No, it's not Tower. The great big one that has vinyl and all that.
Oh, Amoeba.
Amoeba.
Yeah.
Amoeba, and they have a stage in there and they do concerts. But anyway, so Jackie DeShannon, Danny Hutton from Three Dog Night, Jackie DeShannon, and the Standells, and myself, and so then we did our songs that appeared on this album, and it was produced by Andrew Sandoval,
yes,
collected and so forth for Rhino. And so I was one of the, and the Wonderments were the backup band that backed all of us up, except for the Standells and the Peanut Butter Conspiracy were self-contained, but the rest of us used the Wonderments. And so it was part of Brian Wilson's band, the Wonderments, and so forth. And then they expanded it out when they did this very first one, and they call it the Wild Honey Orchestra, based on the Beach Boys song Wild Honey.
Right.
And so that's where it came from, the name Wild Honey Orchestra. And David Jenkins, bass player who works at True Tone Music, is very involved in all this and helped putting it together. And True Tone Music, I think, donates a lot of the backline amps and all that and so forth. And so, and I've known him since he was a teenager. My son and he were in a band together. So I had a connection on several fronts and so forth, and they were coming up looking for voices with a name to play the gigs. And Chuck Negron, the Bangles, myself, and I forgot who else was on the very first one. And when they called me, he said, "We'd like you to play." And I said, "Who's on the show?" And they told me, "Oh, Chuck Negron and Cow's Hills and the Bangles." And I said, "I'll do it under one condition." The Bengals backed me up, and they went, "Oh gosh!" So,
what did Susanna have to say about that?
Well, she didn't. She actually didn't come to that one. She came to the next one. So it was the Peterson sisters, Debbie and Vicky, were there. And so Debbie played drums, and they both sang harmony with me. And I did "Run for Your Life," the John Lennon song, because they were doing. Rubber Soul and Sgt. Pepper.
Right.
And so that's the song that they suggested I sing.
Nice.
And so, oh, that was great, you know. I had the Cow's Hills singing in the background and the rhythm section from the Bangles, you know, so it was great.
Were you playing guitar on that?
Yeah,
also?
I play guitar, yeah.
Yeah, because that has some really nice little, you know.
Yeah, I played the lead. I played, you know, I listened to it and played it just like the record.
Oh,
you know?
sure. It's not terribly complicated. It's just the right notes.
Rob Loeffner, who's in the house band, he's like one of the conductors and so forth, and he's no slough. He covers everything. Everything is there. You know, the great thing is the music they do it exactly like the record. They have all the instruments and instrumentation that are in. They'll be doing the same thing for the band. Whatever song you're singing will be just like it was recorded.
They'll have all of the percussion instruments and the side instruments and all the stuff that was overdubbed.
Horns, strings, everything.
That's great. Yeah. That's great.
So it's a real pleasure to play with them because they're great. and they have it down, I go in like the night before and we do a run through. The run through it, usually it's first time is almost dead on, a couple of tweaks, and we run through it a time or two more, and that's it. And the next night's the show, you know.
So you haven't done any rehearsing up until now?
No, you don't do any rehearsing until my son is
You
playing.
don't want to peak too early, right?
My son is playing drums with me, and I said,
great.
"Have you bothered to listen to this?" And I said,
Now, how old is he? What's his name?
Ryland Allison, he's a drummer. He mostly does movie work. He worked for Hans Zimmer for many, many years, the composer.
Gotcha.
So he did everything from Iron Man to Batman to Madagascar to Lion King, and he's playing drums and all that stuff, you know.
Fantastic.
All those huge movies.
Very good. Very good.
And Dark Knight, and so and he's a sound designer and drummer and so forth. That's what he does.
Yeah, something in the genes. You know?
Yeah, he's currently on a show called The Ranch, which is on Netflix with Ashton Kutcher, Sam Elliott, and Deborah Winger, and Danny Masterson.
Right.
Yeah, which is very successful, and Ryland is the composer on it.
So the back to the
so I rehearsed with him.
to the Big Pink.
Yeah, I went
show.
over to his living room and said, "Okay, play." And we ran through it 2 or 3 times. So that's the only rehearsal I've had.
Just drums and guitar.
Drums and guitar.
That's great.
Yeah, back to basics.
That's all you need. That's all you need. So music from Big Pink and the band. Big Pink, of course, is the '68 album that had The Weight on it, and you know a lot of the great stuff. And the band followed that. I think it was '69. So that's a really incredible period of music for them. And it was really kind of the birth of Americana, if you will.
Right.
And a lot of the artists that are on the bill here, there's a legacy. I mean, they're carrying on the Americana legacy that you can trace back to what these guys were doing and what the Dead was, what they were doing after they came down from all the psychedelics and stuff, and were doing Uncle John's band and stuff like that.
You notice it says play the music from Big Pink and the band and beyond.
Right.
Well, I'm playing Beyond because I'm playing a song that's not on either one of those albums.
Okay.
I'm doing The Shape I'm In, Richard Manuel.
Oh, yeah.
I've always liked that, and I play it with the Waddy Wachtel Band.
Oh, nice.
And I do Cripple Creek. I wanted to do The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down because they're getting the horn arrangements from the movie Big Pink.
Right.
And so forth. Someone else had already called for. There's always
Or from Last Waltz.
Yeah, from the Last Waltz. Yeah. There's always a last minute push to everybody trying to grab the song they want, but I was pretty much locked in. They said, "How about if you do that?" And I said, "That's fine." Cripple Creek was taken, Dixie was taken, so
That's cool. So
they're all good, but I'm doing that.
So the lineup will be, so your son's going to be on drums.
On drums.
You're going to be on guitar. Give me the rest of the lineup as far as you know at this point.
David Jenkins is playing bass, who works at Georgia. He's a bass. He's playing bass with me, and he has every year on every one of them. Rob Loeffner will probably be there. I don't know who's playing the keyboards. I don't know who's doing the background vocals. And I know Sarah Kramer in the horn section. I requested that I wanted to do it with horns because there are versions of it. The original version of it, the single, it didn't have horns, just clavinet and so forth. But when they did it at the ballroom on the Last Waltz, they had horns.
Yeah, the Winterland show.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the organizer just yesterday put up a note on Facebook that Garth Hudson was going to play.
Is he?
Yeah. So that's news to you.
Yeah.
How about that?
Good. So because he plays plays nearly all the leads on the song I'm doing on that big Wurlitzer.
Yeah.
So if he's there, I understand. Ryland told me that they were bringing in a Wurlitzer just like the one he plays. Ooh. One of those big old things with all the bells and whistles.
Yep, and fans.
Yeah, and they'll have everything. They'll have clavinets. They have a whole section over here of keys. Then they have a whole line of amps. And they have a riser with the drums. They have the horns there. Strings and stuff are always over here. And the background singers in front of them. So that's the way the stage is always laid
So
out.
the
It's a big
players
stage.
just come in and plug into
That's all they
whatever
do.
appropriate amp. And
The MC says, and now, and if there's any shift in personnel, it's done while he's talking.
Right.
And you walk in, you know, I'm already plugged in when I walk on stage, and I walk to the center, say hello, and away we go, you know.
it's like a review.
It is.
In a way.
Like an old-time review.
There you go. Well, great. Well, we look forward to seeing you at the gig. And,
I would imagine Jackson, I don't know what song he's doing from this, but I think they're doing I Shall Be Released, the Dylan song, as a closer.
the finale. That would make sense.
With the entire cast.
Yeah.
So
That would be that would be killer. I hope they're going to videotape it for future theatrical release, perhaps.
yeah, they always do.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, they have you know, so on the last song there'll be 50 people on the front line singing, and I hope that Al Jardine has a microphone this time. That's an inside joke.
All right. Well, that's music from Wild Honey, from the Wild Honey Orchestra, March 25th, 2017, at the Alex Theater. It's a benefit for the Autism Think Tank. Jackson Browne's the headliner. Peter Case, Victoria Williams, Continental Drifters, Vicki Peterson et al., and Keith Allison is a member of the band, and it's going to be hosted by my old journalist colleague, Chris Morris.
I'm
Very
a guest
good.
performer. A guest performer.
There you go. We'll see you there.
Oh, great. Looking forward to seeing you.
Cool.